Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus.
To infinity and beyond.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? How did
We're back. This time, season finale, season 3. What if? Episode. What if? What if? Because what if? What if? Decided to what if? And that looks like that's what we're getting. The last episode was definitely one of the best episodes, if you ask me. Storm came in clutch, held down the episode. Definitely one of her episodes. I mean, carried the episode on her back. Definitely look at that last episode if you want more details on what we got going on. I may put, like I said, kind of like an update of what's going on in front of that video. Maybe this one, and who knows. But yeah, we're diving in and we're going to be rolling on into the MCU, catching up on everything. So I'm extremely excited to get this episode over with. Most of the season, who knows how I can't even remember what I was saying on the other episodes. To my knowledge, it wasn't too positive, but yeah, episode 7 was pretty good. Infinity Ultron, one of the greatest creations of this entire animated franchise. So the fact that they brought him back, reconfigured him, and he basically became like Infinity Vision / Infinity Watcher. So it's definitely piqued my interest to see where this goes. We have Peggy Carter at the time chair, so we still realize we have Loki hanging out on the back of the World Tree, so it gets pretty wild. So like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this episode of Marvel Animation. Oh man, yeah, this Eminence Watcher stuff is getting kind of deep. I did miss that one shot, but I do like how he was talking about giving up your wills, sacrifice, etc. The beginning, it was a new beginning, or whatever the episode said. We low-key got the origin of the Watcher. A Watcher. Uatu is not his name. Sacrifice. Yeah, this is pretty deep though. It's like, it's beautiful. It's just this. It's like we make no judgments. You have felt this everything. What? Their name dropping Madison, Reed, Mr. Fantastic. They're tripping out this whole episode. Infinity Watcher. Yeah, they're really on the grid of the 5th dimension, so to speak. I was wondering, I was like, where are they gonna go? There is nowhere. Yeah, and also I was like, yeah, leaving that plane in existence makes them vulnerable to almost everything, correct? So maybe they're going to be hiding in between the multiverse until it's time for them to show up live action. So we're about to sneak away to a pocket dimension of the molecules of Stephen Strange. But shout out to Infinity Watcher. He ascended to new heights. Yeah, that Eminence shot probably is like the scariest thing on the planet, like, to experience. But like I said, that's literally how they exist beyond our existence. So that was why. Yeah, Loki, they're super fun bosses because I'm thinking, like, what can you really do? Yeah, if they all take an oath to power up, Storm really's gonna go crazy. Everyone's barefoot now. I'm gonna have foot fights. Hit them with some bars. Because they definitely understand sacrifice, and that's part of the gig. I like where this is going so far, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, now I've seen the significance of him knowing and saying his name. So yeah, definitely hit him with a bar. On that Uatu. Yeah, they're legitimately throwing hands. 5th dimensional beatdowns. They even saved some of their best animation for this episode as well. I ain't gonna lie. not gonna lie, they're throwing that heretic word out a little bit too heavy, if I'm being honest. Yo, we get the X-Men 97 Storm soundtrack. Yeah, they're going crazy. I think it's Behold the Weather, Beware the Weather, or something like that. I forget the name of the track, but they killing it. Yeah, these other watchers are going insane. Like, I don't know if they're, well, I guess they're just more experienced, because they're definitely outnumbered. Even though for some reason Peggy Carter is just like the multiversal goddess, natural, good at everything. Almost nightmare fuel every time they do the big head reality stuff. But no, this is definitely just making me think of Jack Kirby and cosmic creativity. Like I was saying, Storm has to be the most OP. Like, she's freaking goddess of thunder, storm, and a watcher. Yeah, dude, she's too broken. Yeah, they're making the other watchers say uncle. You're stubborn, you're gonna have to do this for eons. Yo, are they becoming like a weird watcher tribunal? Yeah, I love how they snuck in that apocalypse cohort. Okay. I'm trying to see all the different versions of everyone and see what's going on. Yo, you got a freaking Electra. Becky Carter. No, yeah, they're sneaking in some stuff for sure. Low-key, these watchers are some bums. Like, they were losing, they lost. That's what kind of low-key what the other watcher get. Now they're trying to erase every version of them. But good thing we got Becky Carter's plot armor. They really made it to the living universe. Yeah, like I said, they made some pretty strong characters. That living universe is a hilarious one. I for sure was thinking of something I forgot to mention. Hopefully I remember by the end, but no, that's definitely conceptually, like, I don't want to say a microcosm, but structurally it's just a cool, beautiful episode. If you zoom out, think about it for a bit. Storm just acts there's something beyond all they can see. Maybe the Beyonder. Okay, throwing Spider-Man up there. And Ghost Rider on the horse. Scroll Captain America. They're just doing a whole bunch of wild stuff. They're just asking people send us art. Alright, we are finally done with that bad boy. What if season 8? That's episode 8, season 3. Definitely wrapped it up pretty well. As a whole, unfortunately, I can't rate it too good, but it definitely has some good episodes, some shining moments, brilliant dialogue, beautiful moments, and great commentary. Kind of like great subtext, beautiful commentary. There's something else I'm trying to say about it, but the word microcosm keeps coming in my head, but it's something totally different. But yeah, as far as the messaging and I guess structural blueprint of existence, I guess. But not only that's it, not only in a science way, but I don't know. They were throwing some lessons in there, or at least trying to. Definitely Uatu, like I said, definitely the word commentary is what come to mind. With a message of just worldliness, and shout out to the writers, because they definitely, had their off episodes, but like I said, I think I said in another episode, when you trim the fat, there's some quality meat there. And I'm just kind of thinking about all the characters who risen to power or sacrifice, and like I said, we had the Infinity Watcher character, Infinity Vision. Just their storyline throughout season 1 to now. Just stories of redemption, art, just trying to find your place, and what is it to be someone who won everything. Like I said, here again, what they're putting down without being too on the head. Just Becky Carter from season 1 to season now, to now, kind of where she stands in Ascension, and they kind of like in a similar way with Loki. You look at his beginning arcs, his path of redemption, where he stands as an ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. So there's just a lot of characters that came to mind when I was watching this. Or maybe those were the few characters, but I will have to see where they go with this. I do like how we have a handful of multiversal Avengers kind of roaming around. I do want to see what they do with that Kapori character. She's kind of like a speedster, spiritual Aztec warrior with portals. So if we don't get Quicksilver and Makari anytime soon, I'm definitely down for them to experiment with throwing her in some games. Anything or any one of these characters can show up in Marvel Snap, which I'm cool with. Not Snap, Marvel Rivals. And I'm definitely cool with that. And yeah, you guys let me know how you guys feel about this. Like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to be on to Spider-Man now, which I cannot wait. So much that I'll probably watch an episode now instead of going to sleep, because that's how we roll around here. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said, if there's anything I missed, for the most part, I do love how they added a whole bunch of crazy what-if characters at the end. We saw a bunch of... I'll probably have to look online for Easter eggs, because I'm sure someone did slow-mo and all that stuff. Because that's basically what they do that kind of stuff for, especially nowadays. But yeah, when they were erasing all the different existences and versions of the variants of all the characters, yeah. The freaking Apocalypse Kahori. Like, man, how does that even make sense? Is she a mutant, technically? I don't know. Yeah, Peggy Carter as Elektra. I'm pretty sure I saw that. A bunch of wild stuff. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Get y'all next one.
Say that again?